You're watching Maryland Politics here on TV Free Baltimore.
Good evening. Are you a Democrat, a Republican, maybe a member of the Green Party? Do you believe yourself to be politically astute? Well, if you think that, I'd like to challenge you. I'd like you to take 20 minutes of your time and discover what libertarianism is all about. And we have just the place for you to start, Libertarianism.org. And we have the person that is behind that website. Aaron, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
I'm Aaron Powell. I am the director and editor of Libertarianism.org, which is a project of the Cato Institute. And I'm also co-host of the Free Thoughts podcast.
Let's begin our conversation by focusing on the website, Libertarianism.org. And let me bring it up so our viewers can see it. Give us a quick overview of what the website's all about.
Libertarianism.org is our tool for helping people learn about the ideas, the traditions, the philosophy that inform and support the, say, positions that Cato Institute scholars make. So libertarianism is a set of political viewpoints, but it is one with a rich intellectual tradition. And we thought it would be valuable to create a website that made it easy for people to dip their toes into that, to learn about the ideological underpinnings of libertarian politics. So libertarianism.org contains introductory materials, books, essays, podcasts, videos, and so on to just explore the full range of libertarian ideas.
That sounds great for somebody that would want to discover what libertarianism is all about. One thing I was surprised about, it actually has free courses that you can take at your own pace. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we call them our guides, and we have half a dozen or so of them, and these are exactly what you described. They are self-paced online courses, a series of 8 to 12 short 10 to 20 minute videos, lectures taught by noted scholars of libertarianism, philosophers, economists, historians, introducing these ideas, and each guide has an accompanying book. In most cases, the books are freely available on our website, in addition to, you can buy them on Amazon, and then supplementary materials. So if you enjoy what you find in one of these guides and want to dig further, we point you to more stuff that we have on those topics to get into it in more depth.
If someone from another political party wanted to come to this website, where would you take them first? What's the first thing they should look at, in your opinion?
I would say the very first thing is there's a big button at the top of every page that says, "What is a libertarian?" It exists to address exactly the issue that you just raised, which is someone new to this stuff wants somewhere to start.
Okay, that sounds absolutely wonderful. And how long have you been involved with the website?
I've been at Cato for 11 years, and the website launched 8 years ago. And I created it, so 8 years we've been doing this and growing, expanding beyond our humble beginnings to a whole range of stuff.
Yeah, from just going around it, it's very thorough. When I went on the website, I see that you have a team of people with you that work with you. So what's your contribution, and what's the contribution of your team?
As director and editor-in-chief of Libertarianism.org, my role is to oversee the project, coordinate the work of the team members, give strategic vision, as well as contribute to our content. So I write a fair number of articles for the site. I also host our weekly podcast, Free Thoughts, with my colleague Trevor Burrus. The other members of the team, we have marketing people who run our social media and our email outreach. We have a full-time audio producer whose job is to make all of our podcasts sound wonderful. And then I have 3 editors on the team who each specialize in a different area. So one is focused on intellectual history, another is on philosophy and public policy, and then the third looks at technology and innovation. And so each of them, some of them host their own podcasts specific to those topics. They also write a fair amount, oversee books that are in those areas, and edit articles from our outside contributors. So it's a full team effort. Lots of people doing lots of things to produce this pretty cool project.
That sounds great, and it sounds like a great opportunity for anyone that wants to learn what libertarianism is. They can go to your website and have a whole smorgasbord of things that they can choose from. Have you come up across any censorship from big tech?
We have not. We have large followings on both Facebook and Twitter, and following on Instagram, as well as our email newsletters. And to my knowledge, we've never had a piece of content flagged or removed. I think that is in part because of the tone and tenor of our communication, the way that we try to remain civil and inclusive. I think it's also because that libertarianism.org, because it's a site about the ideas influencing current policies, the ideas influencing libertarian positions on current policies, we're not engaged in the immediate rough and tumble of the contemporary policy debate. And so the stuff that we talk about, here's Thoreau thought about rights, is not the kind of stuff that tends to get people in trouble with technology platforms, content moderation policies. What's
been the reception from academia? Have you been any pushback from any place in academia, any censorship, that sort of thing?
No, we have a lot of relationships with academics. Many of our contributors are authors of our books, are lecturers for the guides we talked about earlier. Our guests on our podcasts are academics. So we also have a pretty robust program of getting our books into college classrooms, getting allowing professors to make our books part of the required reading, and that's really taken off over the last couple of years. So we kind of have deep inroads into higher education, and it's fairly ideologically diverse. We try to bring in people who disagree with our ideas to discuss them, particularly on the podcasts, in a respectful way, because I think that's a valuable way to learn about these ideas. So we have not received any angry pushback from anyone in academia.
Wow, that's great. No pushback from academia, no pushback from big tech. So you're getting your information out there. And are you satisfied with the growth of the, I don't know if followers would be the right word, but the people that are engaging libertarianism.org?
Yeah, so the site has grown a lot in the 8 years since it launched. The podcast, we add new podcasts, and a large and growing audience. I'm particularly satisfied with it. I mean, we could always get bigger, and our followers can always keep going up. But give the kind of content that we do, which is clickbaity content, it's not just tossed off commentary. It's this is deep stuff that doesn't require. We don't demand a lot of prior knowledge on the part of our audience, but we do ask them to engage thoughtfully and deeply with often really complex or heady ideas, and so given that commitment to that level of content, I am extraordinarily pleased with the reception that we have had and the audience that we have found for it.
For any of those out there that I challenged to just take 20 minutes of their time to explore your website, is there any other things that they should look at when they go to the website?
I think I would say, after the What is a Libertarian page, check out our podcasts, because I think they're the most fun thing that we do, and there's probably something there for everyone.
Sounds good. Sounds like you have a lot of bases covered. Is there anything else that you want to talk about while we're doing this interview?
I think libertarian ideas are exciting. They are a real way forward. I think they're a real live alternative to the kind of same old that we get from Washington, same policies and ideologies that have failed us so often in the past are unlikely to start working suddenly in the future. And libertarianism represents a genuine alternative that is more respectful of the dignity of individuals, more open to a pluralistic view of living well and achieving happiness, and more likely to lead to peace and prosperity. And I think that sometimes these ideas get brushed aside by people in Washington as, unrealistic, as naive, as something that, maybe you believe in when you're 19 and then you grow out of when you meet the real world. But I would just say, if you're not familiar with these ideas, you ought to look into them. You ought to explore them, whether at libertarianism.org or somewhere else, because they have real value. And I think they could be, the more we move in a libertarian direction, the better the world will be. And so it's worth taking them seriously.
I agree, and TV Free Baltimore was founded and named sort of like Radio Free Europe, and the fact that we need something called TV Free Baltimore to help advocate for the ideas of freedom and liberty is unfortunate, particularly since our nation was founded on the idea of freedom and liberty. And I think your website, libertarianism.org, is certainly something that people should check out if they believe themselves to be politically astute, if they believe that they know who the best politicians are and what the best policies are, because quite frankly, I agree with you that we need to move in the libertarian direction. Hopefully you'll come back and we can go a little bit deeper into the website and your podcast and all the good things that you're doing. And I want to thank you I want to thank you and your team for all the good stuff that you're putting out there. It's really needed.
Thank you, and it was a pleasure coming on.
That's going to do it tonight for Maryland Politics, and we will see you next time.
You're watching Maryland Politics here on TV Free Baltimore.